Hi, I'm Noah. I'm a stay-at-home dad with twins. Lately a lot of people have said that we gave the babies hipster names. I don't think so, though. What are their names? They're pretty obscure names. You've probably never heard of them. Just roll the titles. Do I look more rested to you? I am. Why? Because the babies are sleeping through the night. It was not an easy journey getting here. I'm fairly certain that getting twins to sleep through the night was one of the 12 labors of Hercules. Lately, you might have heard about this new children's book for adults with Samuel Jackson reading the audiobook. It's called Go the F to Sleep. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Actually, baby A had been sleeping through the night for several months since earlier this year. Baby B, however, looked at this and said, "Sucker!" Or perhaps, more accurately, he thought, now I can be a sucker and get mommy milk all to myself every night at 3 a.m. Because really, that's what it took. I would go in and I would try to comfort him back down. What it really took was Amanda going in and giving him a snack. Now, I felt guilty about this the first night. And then after that, I was remarkably okay with just rolling over, going back to sleep, while my wife, who had to go back to work in the morning, nursed our evil second son back to sleep, depriving herself of 20 minutes to an hour of sack time. But most nights, it was just one wake-up, and we had a surefire way to get him back down, so we figured, we can live with this. Well, okay, I mean, I could live with it. It was a little harder for Amanda. Then Baby B decided to wake up around 10:32. Now, usually, I could get him back down to sleep from that, but it was getting harder and harder. Sometimes it would take a bottle. So now suddenly, it was 2 feedings in the middle of the night that we knew he didn't really need for nutrition. Then, Baby A starts to think, hey, is this what I'm missing? So they both start waking up, and they aren't demanding food, just comforting, back patting, etc. Now, obviously, we love our children, and we love telling them we love them and comforting them, making them feel safe. But we love it a lot less when we are sleep deprived. Some nights, it started to feel like I wasn't even thinking of them as the same babies that I'd spend all day with. Now much of this might have been that it was dark and I was half asleep and I wasn't wearing sunglasses or my contacts. But it got to the point when I felt like the babies I was looking at in the middle of the night weren't the same babies that I would see in the morning. Now, don't worry. It's not like I thought they were demons I needed to kill or anything, or even that I loved the morning babies and hated the nighttime babies. But it was weird and indicative of a larger problem. One night was just too much. We would get the babies to sleep, or so we thought, and then we'd leave the room and they would immediately start crying. They didn't really need us, they were just manipulating us. So we decided to cry it out. You are likely familiar with this concept, but just in case, the idea is fairly simple. You let the babies cry, and you don't go to comfort them until he falls asleep. Now, there are various strategies for this. Some say give the babies 45 minutes and then go in. Some say just wait as long as it takes. Obviously, this is controversial. Some people think it's awful to let a baby cry and scream. Others people think it teaches them self-confidence. Then some people counter that, in fact, babies will be more confident if they feel they're always going to be cared for. Crying it out is definitely not the right choice for everyone. Maybe if we had only one baby, we wouldn't have done it, but it was definitely the right choice that night. Now, Amanda was hesitant, but I was genuinely angry at these babies. She asked, how long should we wait before we go comfort them? And I said, I thought we should go check into a hotel room and come back the next morning. I was kidding, if that wasn't clear. But seriously, at this point, I heard the baby screaming, and I thought, oh, are you upset? Guess what? Me too. Amanda was more motherly and level-headed than I was, which unfortunately meant that she felt all of the guilt for both of us. Now, this manifested itself in a few different ways, including having me go outside and see how loud the crying was from outside the house and if we were disturbing the neighbors. She also thought that she heard someone making a shushing sound in the nursery, like someone had sneaked into our house in order to comfort our children. Now, she made me check to make sure that there was no one in the room, and then again outside to make sure no one was shushing through the window. These babies were making us hallucinate. But then, After a little more than an hour, they stopped. The next night, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And since then, with one or two exceptions, they have been sleeping through the night, and it's been pretty great. Now, it still takes a little doing to get them down to sleep in the first place, and maybe someday that will start to be a problem, and maybe we'll need to address it more aggressively. But at the moment, we're pretty happy with this arrangement. Now, maybe some of you are thinking we did a terrible thing. Maybe some of you are thinking that we should have done it months ago. And you know what? Either one of you might be right. But it truly seemed like the right choice, and we're very happy with the results. The boys are very happy little guys who don't seem to resent us at all. We have many, many years ahead of us for them to have many, many other reasons to resent us. Pleasant dreams. Bye.